With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTA.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2018, Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield. But also, when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Going right back to Akers. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Here's Mayfield. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
On 4th down, here's Brett Kern to punt the football away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A 45-yard punt for there on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they're led out by the 4th-year man out of Duke, and that's Daniel Jones.
I still remember when he was drafted, there was a little bit of controversy about how high he was selected by the New York Giants. But his talents were revealed. He can make every throw in the book. Surprisingly good athlete. As long as he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, he can really make plays.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop it behind the line. Score that tackle for loss to the Wyoming alumnus, Logan Wilson. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Jones. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Operating from the gun. Jones. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Back to throw. Jones. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he is going to have a Falcons first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A first red zone opportunity of the new year here as they come up now 1st and 10. Again, it's Mixon. He will push his way down to about the 14. There to stop him, Shaquille Leonard, the linebacker. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jones. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are on the board here first in the season opener. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, That's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard. Now a give, Akers running left. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll go again here with Akers. And he'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd and 7. Throwing, Mayfield. That's into the hands of Akers, complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll try and run for this with Akers. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Brett Kern now to punt this one away. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. This is taken at the 15. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. To start the drive. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Jones going deep for Hopkins. They've got his man complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game. And they hit that one there for big yardage.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 49 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
The question for Mixon was after an injury-riddled 2020. Will he be back to his old self in 2021? And not only was he back, he was even better. He set career highs across the board, finished top 4 league-wide in yardage and touchdowns.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now it's Mixon running right. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. The offense on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
After the field goal, here's Butker to kick it away. Phillips now from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Mayfield. Buying time to his left. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discourages.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Buried behind the line by Shaquille Griffin on the corner blitz.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Here's Brett Kern now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. Fielded at about the 28. A minute 52 to play until halftime. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. The drive will commence with a run by Mixon. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Back to throw. Jones. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. So they decline it as that will bring up 4th.
And I know that yardage and field position are keys to any game played, but you've got to consider downs when you're talking about penalties, and they wisely did not take that one and made it 4th down.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. A first update now from Cincinnati. That is now a 2-touchdown game with the Steelers in the driver's seat. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Steps away. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Third and short yardage. Mayfield completing it here to Marvin Jones. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now Mayfield. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 28. And with 1 second left, they get the timeout. And they'll have a chance to kick the field goal before intermission. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season, so let's take our first trip around the NFL.
It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and sometimes stack things up and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They're going to run the jet sweep on 3rd down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, Patterson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he's going to get this one down to the 30.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Throwing, Jones. Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. Off the play fake. Jones. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Saints will have the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. Mayfield to throw it. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
We're into the 2nd half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. They'll look to set up his blockers. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Well, the Falcons back out, getting set for this next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. He hits his target, Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. On 2nd and 9, Jones. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
Here's Jones throwing on 3rd and long. And this a quick slant to Lockett. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. On 4th down, Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 27. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. We are through three quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. Here's 2nd and 10. To go again. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Officially nothing on that one. No gain. So they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Mixon. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. Mixon again, and he will not get in. In fact, he might have lost a yard. Back to the 2. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Mixon trying to punch it in. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
They'll run with Mixon. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down. Mayfield looks to throw. Toward the sideline, he will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. First down, Mayfield. Looking downfield for Jones. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get him the completion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Returnable here from the 38. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
Bringing him down defensively, Jayon Brown. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the delay, it's Mixon, and he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's the option, running right. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for 3rd. Jones looking around. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Saints are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Mayfield's throw complete there to Smith-Schuster. And he'll go out near midfield. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Mayfield to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Here's Baker. Looking downfield for Jones. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Mayfield. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route. Stop the clock. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. Dancing to his left. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. The Falcons offense set to go. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Well, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Back to Mixon on second down. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. On third down, they're going to go with the option. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the offense will get this one back. Boy, that could have been catastrophic at this late stage of the game, but they avoid disaster. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand-new season, but this was a division game here in Week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better.